Hey everyone, stick with us versus herd. If it's your first time here, like the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications for when we post videos, tap the bell. If you want to subscribe to our options trading live channel, I go live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before market open. Link is below in the description, along with links to our Discord and our options trading group on Facebook if you want to join our community, the UVH fam. If you made money today, comment got paid. If you lost money today, comment learned a lesson. And do me a favor, hit the like button for the YouTube algo. Definitely appreciate it. But today was a crazy day in the market. I knew today was going to be kind of crazy, but I didn't think it was going to be anything like this. I mean, it was just one thing after another. You know, we had Powell, then we had Trump, and you know, the overall market today, I mean, it was a disaster. Again, banks leading the charge. JP Morgan, Bank of America, JP Morgan was down 3.5%. Bank of America down 4.5%. Wells Fargo 6%. I mean, just entirely annihilated. And this is not the first time that this has happened. I mean, the banks have been selling off, have been leading the charge, but now tech has seemed to have followed through. We have one green. Amazon did close up green today. I mean, just crazy. You know, for me, I did get paid today. I'm up about 350 on the day. I did take profits on BYND and DKNG. I'm definitely glad I did. I took profits this morning before I got crazy. I did lose a little bit on VXX, but I'll cover that in a second. But BYND, what I had on BYND was, let me pull this up, a debit spread. Now, what I was looking at on BYND was I bought it for $750, I sold it for $870, so we made roughly 20% on it, which, you know, pretty good. Not going to complain about a 20% gain. But looking at here, I was in June. I bought the 140 call, sold the 165 call for BYND, and really what I was looking for there was, let me pull up the chart quick. BYND. So I'm just going to go through my trades real quick, and then I'm going to go through where I think the market's going to be going to tomorrow. But BYND, it did come back up. It had a massive sell-off. I sold this morning at 8:45 a.m. So I actually sold it near the high of the day. It was around like 144. It did bump up to 147 before having the massive sell-off. I mean, this was crazy. It went from 147 all the way down to 126. $21. I mean, this is insane. I didn't do any day trades. I did 0 day trades today. I kind of just sat here, watched the market, see where it was going to go. And honestly, I didn't really feel that well all day today. I had a bunch of allergies hitting me. It was tough to trade, tough to navigate. We could have made a lot of money today. Instead, I kind of just hung out with my swing trades. And that's the way it's going to be. It did close at 134.51, which is below resistance for me here. You know, it did close below it, so we'll see what happens. It is recovering a little bit after hours. It's at 136.5, so we'll see what happens. But DKNG, I did take this trade off. DKNG, we made a little bit of money. It was a strangle play. I have been holding it for, I bought this on April 24th. It is now May 13th. So almost a month holding this. We made a 40% gain, bought for $315, sold it for $443, and it is a trade out of the options trade idea, you know, that we had here on usversusherd.com. So on usversusherd.com, you can go for options trade ideas with the Impact Report Pro. But it was a strangle. I did buy the 17.5 put, the 30 call for June. Came around. I wanted to take it off early because they have earnings this Friday. I'm probably going to maybe sell some premium for earnings, but the implied volatility on DKNG was starting to get a little through off the chain here. You know, it's 133% for next week, for next month expiration this month at 258%. So I want to take advantage of that implied volatility. Implied volatility really went through the roof while I was holding it, which helped me out. And if, you know, let's say the stock stays the same, you could be like, hey, Nick, you know, the stock could definitely go, DKNG could definitely go above 30 for earnings. Yeah, sure it could. But if it doesn't, implied volatility is going to take a beating, which is my position is going to take a beating. Yes, this could push up to 30. Had a hard reject today just due to the selling. I mean, this thing went from 28 basically all the way down to 23, back up to 26. It closed at 25.85. So I didn't know what was going on. So I took profits this morning. Actually, I didn't know anything was going to happen like this. I mean, I knew things were going to maybe be a little bit more volatile, but I didn't think a $20 stock was going to swing $6, $5, So this one I did take off at open as well. About 16 minutes into market open, I'm in Central Time. So 8:46 a.m. Central Time, I took that trade off. So again, we captured it right in here as it was pumping up. It could have made a little bit more money as it pumped up to 28, but I took my gains. I didn't want to chance it, and I'm glad I didn't, because this definitely cratered. I mean, everything was going down. It was a market-wide sell-off. The main thing that was causing this market-wide sell-off was Powell and Trump, I want to say. So Powell and Trump, Powell says there's more downside risk, but we're not going to have negative interest rates, so that's good. But they think that he thinks that they're going to have to intervene in the markets a little bit more. He does see that there's more downside, which the market's reacted to. On the other hand, Trump was saying 100 trade deals wouldn't make up for the coronavirus. He tweeted out today, and this is his exact word. This is his Twitter. As I have said for a long time, dealing with China is a very expensive thing to do. We just made a great trade deal. The ink was barely dry and the world was hit by the plague from China. 100 trade deals wouldn't make up the difference in all those innocent lives lost. So apparently we don't know what's going on here. Trump has been targeting China, and now he's getting a little bit more aggressive, and the market is reacting to that as well. So we don't know what's going to happen between the U.S. and China. We do know they kind of cleared the way so that the U.S. can place some sanctions on China. Who knows what's going to happen? It's kind of too early to tell. But on SPY, what we're looking for on SPY right now, we're still pretty range bound. We had some massive selling last couple of days, but if you look at the 1-year chart here, we're stuck between 280 and 295. I mean, just pulling it up here, 280, 295. I do think that it's going to probably maybe break down to like the 275 area, but it didn't today. It did push 278, bounce back up. It closed at 281. After hours, we're currently at 282. So it's trying to bounce up a little bit here. It's hard to say where we're going to open tomorrow, but the good news is for options traders, volatility is back. It is back, and it is the bears came in with a vengeance. You can see how it was quiet, and then yesterday at close, the bears just laid in, and then today again, bears just laid in extreme selling. So that is what I'm looking for on SPY right now. Yes, we're range bound, but is this a lot of pressure to the downside right now? We could definitely break and potentially see like 275 area is what I'm thinking. Some other trades today that I went through, I did sell my VXX put. Now I sold this week's expiration. I had the 385.50. I took a $32 loss, and I am up on my 40 call. But let me pull up VXX here just so you can see kind of what I've been doing with VXX. And let's go. Is it on the 14 days? Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So what I did here on April 5th, what I've been doing, I've been using VXX to basically hedge my long positions. And VXX, I bought this on May 5th, so over a week ago. And I bought the 3.5 call, and I paid $2.31 for it. And I've basically been paying $2.31, around $2 and $2.50, somewhere around there, $2 and $2.50. So I bought this and I sold it today for $1.09. This essentially was worthless. It expires this week. It came back up. VXX came back up, and it came roaring back, VXX, and I took it off because I was like, hey, this thing, I might as well get my $200 back. I basically took a $30 loss. This was worthless, and that's the kind of the goal. My trades for VXX is for it to be worthless, and basically to hedge. And then yesterday, I also bought another VXX call for $2.38. This was yesterday, $2.38. But I pushed it out till June 5th. So this is 23 days out. So I'm always just trying to push it out, to protect me. So if I'm long, which I took off my long positions this morning. I left my VXX calls. VXX came roaring back. This 231, I bought for 231, sold it for $1.99. So, you know, for the protection for a week, it cost me $30. Well worth it. Got my money back for the most part. And then yesterday I bought another one because I was a little bit long as well. Right now I am short. I am also long VXX, which means I'm a little bit more short, but we have a bit of cushion on this. I'm up 78% on this 40 call for June 5th. So we have a little bit of cushion. It's okay. I don't need to go crazy. Also, Apple I did get into today. I got a debit put spread. I didn't think we were going to see that massive a sell-off. I'm up 20% on this already. I bought the 310 put, and I sold the 295 put as a debit spread. You know, implied volatility was relatively low, so I'm in June expiration. I did buy this at, let's see, when did I buy Apple? So I bought this at 10.19 this morning, so before the sell-off, so 10.19 this morning. Paid $4.65 for it. And the reason why I've gone debit over credit is because IV was relatively low. I bought this when it was coming down here. It was, what, 10.19? So it sold off from 3.15, and right now I bought it when it was right in here, when it was starting to sell off a little bit. I honestly didn't think it was gonna go that one. Otherwise I would have loaded up more on puts. You know? So what I'm looking at here is it coming up on resistance and it to kind of go back down to the 300, 295 area is what I'm targeting over the next 24 days, or 30 days. As you can see right now, I am playing really low and slow. I'm not trying to get really aggressive, just trying to see where the market is going and try to play some good trades is all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to make bags and bags of money. I'm just trying to have repetitive profits is what I'm doing. One thing is that people have pointed out, is like, Nick, you have so much red in your portfolio right now. Why do you have so much red? Is because I take my profits. Some of this stuff's left over. I do admit that this Tesla trade was a gamble. I will admit that was a gamble play, but like this lift put right here, this lift put, $179 lost, got some money back from it today, but this was part of a pairs trade. Lift put was worthless, so why not hang on to it? Might come back around. I made my money already. Even with this expiring worthless, the pairs trade made money. So why not see if this can make some money back? And today came back about $4. You know, the likelihood of lift hitting 25.5 is not likely at all, but I might as well just leave it on there with this volatility. I mean, lift did come down to like the 27 area today, so anything can happen in this market. So that's why I'm kind of letting these kind of decay in here. GILD was an earnings trade that went bad, and it just sits there. And you know, I take my profits, and that's why these go away. So that's essentially why you see a lot of red in here, is because these have been sitting here for like 2 months not doing anything. Essentially why they are. So I take my profits and I redeploy my capital, and you're left with red trades at the end of the day. your profits turn to cash, and then you turn into new positions and rinse and repeat, and here we are. I did get into Home Depot debit spread today as well. I'm in June expiration. I bought the 230 put and the 210. I shorted the 210 put. It's kind of risky. IV was really low. Kind of risky going into earnings. They have earnings next week, but I'm hoping for Home Depot to kind of crack below. It made a run at 228 today. I am up on that position about 6%, and I'm looking for this to kind of retrace back to the 220 area, back to this 200-day moving average. You kind of get a little bit extended here. I mean, yes, it could push up, but I'm hoping that it doesn't. I hope it comes back down to like the 220, 225 area would be ideal for me on Home Depot. And I did get into GRUB. I couldn't resist. However, I got into the wrong expiration. I meant to get into September. Instead, I got into June. So we'll see how it works out. Maybe tomorrow I'll take it off and realign. Maybe I could take it off for a couple bucks, and you know, if this moves back up. But GRUB, you know, it's currently in talks to be bought out by Uber. Not sure if it's going to happen. The Uber did reject its all stock offer, where GRUB stock would be turned into, basically they would be giving shares of Uber for GRUB versus like a cash deal. But GRUB didn't sell off any and actually rose at the end of the day, so I got in at the end of the day, and we'll see what happens. I'm actually looking to get into September, not into June. I didn't want to get into June, but wasn't really thinking to push the go button, and I'm in June. I was playing around with Tastyworks, hit send, and then I realized it was in June. So here we are. We're in June. Maybe it'll work out. Maybe it won't. But I'm gonna maybe push it out to September anyways to try to get a new position depending on where we open tomorrow. Maybe higher. Maybe I'll make a couple bucks and I can get into September, or maybe I won't. We'll see what happens. But right now what I'm eyeing here is it's below 60, which has been a point of rejection for GRUB for some time, and if it could push back up would be great, because this could definitely see probably around like the 68, 65 area. It did hit 65 yesterday before getting rejected, but it held up relatively. I mean, it was down today, but it held up pretty well, so that's why I got in on that deal. So if you watch this video to the end, comment watch to the end, hit the like button. As always, stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.